Hi.
Other action figures each sold separately. From
Record the purr.
Jenny, get the door. It must be Cousin Willie. Okay. Hi. What's up?
Ah, there we go. Something chill to watch. The following video is rated R and is intended for an adult audience. So if you're under 18, take a fucking hike, eh? As this video may contain adult themes and situations, strong language and opinions, good and bad advice, cannabis cultivation and consumption. So as long as you're a responsible adult, kick back, spark one up, and enjoy the show.
And
works.
Oh. What? Oh, the ding dang. Are you kidding me? Here, 1 second. The camera is down again. Yeah, give me 2 seconds. I'll get that going again here. The landlords were here and they fixed the bathroom finally. But as a result, I have to reboot my camera because I unplugged it. There we go. This is why I should really test things more before I go live sometimes. Hi, everybody. Cannabeard Grows here. How the heck are you doing? Welcome to Friday Night Gardening. Today I'm going to talk about how I feel a little bit defeated when it comes to deep water culture, how we're going to move into a new thing after this, and look at some weed. Smoke a little bit of weed. Sound like a good idea? If so, hit that like button, that thumbs up thing down there, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. So, basically, the deep water culture, I've had a couple of minor failures in it, and minor failures are pretty devastating when it comes to deep water culture stuff. Soil is a lot more forgiving, and I've definitely sort of, I think in the end, I like my soil grows better. I like the way these plants are looking a lot better. They were easier to grow. I just watered them and nothing went wrong, whereas this had some problems. Now, my biggest problem with deep water culture is temperature. I could not, for the love of heck, keep my temperatures under about 74 or 75. It was just plateauing there. I'd put a frozen pop bottle in there. I'd get about 6 hours of cool. It would bring the temperature down about, 4 to 5 degrees or something, down to about 70. And then it would just start to go back up again after about 6 hours, and that was it. Now, I've done a couple of things. I've tried blowing air on the pump because the pump was getting kind of hot. Keeping the pump cooler, not necessarily getting it to cool, but keeping it from heating up, thus pumping hot air into the system. I think that helped a little bit, but not very much. One of the things I neglected that you can probably see from here, and I'm actually a little bit surprised with it, but I never put the reflective thingamajiggy on there at all. The entire grow. I ran it just like this, and that top is black, and these lights up here come down and heat up things that are black. So I think having the reflective on there would have given me a little bit of a fighting chance, maybe maybe a couple of degrees, I don't know. But the reality is, I think it's a little bit difficult for certain people in certain climates to do deep water culture, just due to heat. It's just too warm in this room for me to be able to be properly doing that. I've had a lot of people say, oh, if you're in the basement, put it on the floor. Let the cold cement touch the bottom of your pots. Well, I can't. There's lino and stuff in this room. This room's got insulation and stuff. I can't. I don't have direct cement in this floor room. Other rooms in the house and in the garage and stuff I do, but not in this room. I'd considered using a recirculating deep water culture, a our DWC. There we go, there we go. I know I was getting there close enough. And connecting these two together and running this thing somewhere outside of, like, putting the one pot in here and then maybe having its reserve pot over here or something like that. So that the water volume being larger has a bit less of a sway. So when I can get it cool, it'll stay cool a little bit longer, etc. And having half of the reservoir outside of the growing area in a cool corner would thus keep the water cooler. So that is a fact that I could do. However, I'm getting a brand new system to grow in here that I'm going to be taking all of this out. I'm actually going to be having to put these things outside and growing some vegetables or something in them, or maybe some autoflowers outside. I don't know. But these 3 pots are going to go outside. These are going to go into storage for the temporary. I'm going to be setting up a brand new watering, feeding system here. I know, I keep trying new things and not loving them all. One of these days I'm going to find something I love almost as much as I love MARSHYDRO. Heck yeah. Oh God, I didn't make the button. I still didn't make the button. Oh my goodness. I've done this 3 episodes in a row now. I'm going to stop and do it right now. MARSHYDRO. There's the code right there, folks. If you want some of this awesome gear that I use here, MARSHYDRO has got you covered. They're pretty much one of the leading edges on growing equipment, period. I'm just so impressed with their lights, their just everything that they keep coming out with new inventions, man. I love it all, man. I'm very, very grateful. As much as I'm changing away from the deep water culture, I am extremely grateful for this learning experience. This really opened my eyes, and I will continue to use this. This isn't wasted. I'll be able to use it again. I just might need to modify it for my personal needs a little bit. But that is what it is. I can't fix this right now. Oh my God. Okay, well, it is what it is. Big thanks to MARSHYDRO for the sponsor. Use my name right here as a code. If you want, like, these beautiful fans, beautiful lights, beautiful ventilation, oh my, they got it all. And I gotta state, this is a fact. When I used to have other fans, this fan is so friggin' quiet, it's on. And look, you can't even hear it. My head's right beside it. It is friggin' silent. I'm impressed. Every other fan I've ever had makes noise, creaks, it doesn't oscillate, it stopped after a month, catching on fire, all sorts of grief. Not this fan right here. This one here from MARSHYDRO is rocking. Big thanks, MARSHYDRO. Yeah, no joke though. I've never had to turn this thing off once. Some of them are really, really loud. So I was actually kind of hoping that my new kit was going to show up here before this episode went live, because it's on the way. It's supposed to be here today at some point before the end of the evening. So before we get into some close-ups, I think it's time to have a little dab. A little dabby dab. I need to, for anybody that was curious what I was trying to do there, my Mars code and a bunch of things I run off a Stream Deck. That's this little guy right here. It's some remote controlled buttons that I can make things happen in the stream, etc., etc. There was an update and it broke some of the connections, and I can't fix them while I'm live, it says. It says it won't connect to OBS because OBS is in use. So I gotta wait and do this off stream, unfortunately. But it's dab time, dab time, dabba dabba dab time, dab time. Where is it? Bring it in. Oh, see, the B doesn't work. None of my frickin' things are working right now. Yeah, I called in the B, doesn't know what the heck to do with it. I press the Mars button, nothing happens. So this big slab right here is what I'm gonna be smoking on Sunday session. This is a big slab of Freak Show and Sweet and smelly from Mephisto. Anyway, cheers. Oh yeah. And I can't even hit my score either. My score doesn't work. Oh man, that is a nice combo. Sweet and smelly's got this weird bite to it, very familiar to me. It's a bit piney and it's hard to describe, but it smells very much like, or tastes very much like a similar to like Gorilla Glues. Gorilla Glue has this it sort of grabs your lungs and squeezes kind of thing flavor. I don't know how to describe it other than Gorilla Glue has it. Anyway, speaking of smells, holy crap, dude. This room stinks crazy right now. Oh my god, that was a good dab. Yummy, yummy, yummy. So this room is really, really, really stinking. I am a terpene profile over potency kind of guy. I would absolutely rather have something that tastes amazing that only gets me a little bit stoned versus something that gets me absolutely destroyed stoned, but tastes like shit. You know what I mean? I would much, much, much rather have something that's a flavorful thing. When they taste good and there aren't high potency, you can smoke more of it. I don't know if that's a thing that you want to do, but like if you're a kind of person that wants to smoke weed all day long and you don't want to get all burnt out and stuff, this strain right here might be the strain for you. What am I growing, you might ask? This is all the same thing, and this is CBD cheese gotten from Coastal Mary Seeds. You can use my name as a code, Cannabeard25. They sell all sorts of good stuff from Humboldt seeds to Mephisto genetics. They got a whole bunch of brand new genetic breeders that they've been working with lately. They got quite a selection there. So definitely go give Coastal Mary a peekaboo if you're interested in getting some seeds and use my code there. Codes going all over the place. Here's a discount code. Here's a discount code. Check under your seat. There might be a discount code. Haywood, how you doing? How you doing? So, my landlord was in here and he fixed the bathroom down here. So the bathroom's finally kind of hit a repair point now. And he says, how come you took all the leaves off this front one, hey? He says, how come you took all the leaves off it? I said, I took a couple of leaves off just recently. I did take a little bit off, just sort of because I did. I don't know. I always defoliate in mid-flower a little bit. Take the worst of the leaves off. This one didn't have many to be taken off, but it looked bushy compared to the rest, so I wanted it to kind of match. But this is real skinny, weird. The CBD is heavy in this fucking one right here. Some of the parents are showing very, very heavily through this strain right here. It is an autoflower and it is mostly stabilized, but this is one of the weird phenos that it does every once in a blue moon. It smells fantastic. You're not going to get a fucking ginormous yield off it, but at the same time, it is solid bud, like all the way up. There's kind of no stalk. There's like, yeah, look, there's very little stalk. There's a little piece of stalk right here. I can see a little chunk right there, but then it's like bud, 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 bud. It's fucking little tiny ass skinny bud. But, you know, it's trying to be pretty fat and juicy. It's still got some more time though. Two things. Number one, I can't find my US my digital microscope thing. I think it's just like under a piece of paper or under a book or something. I just can't see it. I looked around the house for it earlier today and I couldn't find it, and otherwise I'd be looking at it today. But I'll tell you right now, they are not ready yet. They are not. They are looking close. Oh, here, I don't want to trip my thing here. There we go. I wish I would focus a little bit better. Focus on this one. Stop focusing on the back one. There you go. The lighting kind of sucks in here right now, but let me tell you, this plant is a fucking stinky ladies. They're a cheese family, so I think that's a good portion of why they have this stink that they do. But they are fucking potent. Cheese being a derivative or a offspring of skunk. So it is, the stink is real with all of these. And then here, let's look at this one. Oh God, it looks horrible. Oh my God, I've given up. I have given up hope on this one. Whatever, man. I'm gonna get what I get out of it. It smells good, but it looks like fucking death itself has touched this plant. I don't know. It's still got a big ass root base. Look at it. Yeah, big root base. Big root base. It looks a little brown, but that's because I'm using the Emerald Harvest stuff and it stains the roots. What happened is I let it go, the pH go way off for like 3 days, and I had some struggles early on. I've had a lot of struggles. This is my very first grow with deep water culture. I've learned a lot, and I've made a bunch of mistakes for sure. One of the best things that I've had as a weapon versus this, one of the things that's actually got me anything here or anywhere past, we lost one, but that was because I didn't get this in time. Some zyme, baby. We needed some zymes. We needed some enzymes to break down the frickin' dead, decayed root matters in the water and make them like not an issue. Don't let them rot. Don't let them become root rot, which is what was happening. Is the excess decayed matter and temperatures combined. With these powers combined, we are Captain Root Rot. And it fucking took that plant right the fuck out. It definitely strangled this one a little bit, and I brought it out of it, the brink of it, and brought it back, and then I fucked up its pH really bad, and it went up fucking yellow on me. And like, it is what it is. I got some weed out of it. I learned some things, a lot of things about water chemistry and how to do this a little bit better. And I'll tell you right now, the biggest lesson I learned when playing with deep water culture is more is betterer. You need bigger water reserves. Small water reserves, individual pots like this are difficult to maintain. Unless you have the exact kind of environment. You got like cold cement you could put them on. You're going to keep ice in it every 6 hours like clockwork or something like that. If you're going to do these things, you can do fine with this one. But you have to babysit the living hell out of this tank, or you're going to have a bad time, okay? And that's just the way it is. These ladies are close, I would say. They probably got another week. I bet you they could go 2 weeks. I don't know, man. This one doesn't look anywhere near ready. It's looking like its color even isn't. There's like no fall colors on it. It's all dark. I don't know what the fuck is going on. This is the runt. This was the one that was looking all sick at the beginning. Remember, this one was the one that was at the back at the very beginning of the grow. I've shuffled things around a little bit. This is the EARTHBOX in the middle, and then this is the matching one for this. And that one there is probably the one that's looking the healthiest. If you wanted to look at a plant that's looking, the better example of this strain and its structure, this looks normal to me. It could be a little bit fatter on the buds, not gonna lie. The buds I've grown fatter buds before of this exact strain, but I'm kind of fucking around and trying to show that, like, no-till, very, very minimal fed super soil systems can kind of self-sustain on almost nothing. This got a proper water change with nutrients every week, and this got water every week, and about once every 2 weeks it got some nutrients, and that was it. It's super soil. I didn't really need to feed it too much. And, I mean, they're looking pretty good. This one's got some yellow on it that I wish it didn't have. But the buds are fucking... Yeah, we got some nice looking nugs in there. And like, I just cannot express, man. We don't have smell-o-vision, but I cannot express the actual heavy aroma stink that is in this room. My landlords were joking about it because there was a sewer pipe thing issue in that bathroom. There was an open pipe that they had there, and it was like, they were joking about it stinks, and they were saying that it stinks more in this room than in there right now. And I was kind of like, huh, I guess I'll take that as a compliment. Anyway. So, let me talk a little bit before we go here on the future plans. Alright? Alright. Let's see here. How old school for skunk? Skunk is an original, it's a landrace. It's a North American landrace. Yeah, skunk is an old genetic. Skunk number 1, technically. And then they've got all derivatives of skunk, and then skunk got bred off into the cheese family. All of cheese is like the granddaughter of skunk, let's say. Corey says, if that looks normal to you, then we need to talk. No, I didn't say it looked normal. I said it looks okay, considering I didn't feed it very well. That looks like shit. I am very aware of how that looks. But that sort of shows some of the... I guess I wanted to just try the new thing and sort of see and show the difference of mildly neglected soil versus like as concentrated as I fucking knew what I was doing with. Whatever. And no, I'm not very happy with this at all. It smells fucking great in here. I know I'm going to get some really good bud out of at least those two there for sure. These two right here, this one, little skinny bastard, and the frickin' hydro one there might get put in the same bag. But those two there are growing relatively the same height, size, and smell. Except one is happier, obviously. I think one of my biggest problems is the consistency of watering when it comes to these things. Because I have to lift them up and or look down their hose. And if there's no water in the bottom that I can see and they're light, then you water them. You know, and you leave them for like a while. That's sort of the point of these type of grows here. Is you water them pretty heavily and then leave them alone for a while. However, that exact while can be different from pot to pot depending on the way the plant's growing. And therefore, it's easy to be complacent in a little tiny slight bit of laziness and miss a day or two when you probably should have watered it, and having them dry out a little bit is a pretty bad thing. It can fuck up a plant pretty bad, and it causes some irreparable damage. A lot of that yellowing and stuff on that middle plant is just strictly due to being dried out a little bit too much. It was at the back of the thing. It was the hardest one to lift up. It was the hardest one to reach the water to. It was probably the one that got the least amount of water, and I think that's probably showing why. That all being said, my next system should be very interesting, but it is also me dipping my toes into something, again, new that I don't know. And I don't know. I'm a little spooked again, but at the same time, I'm really excited. I think once I play around with this next one, this could be it. This could be the growing setup for quite a while. You're gonna have to stay tuned to what that is. The only thing I'm gonna say is a lot of other very similar YouTubers are using the exact same product and or have used the exact same product in the last year or so here. And honestly, I put them off a couple times. I put the company off a couple times, and I don't want to put them off anymore because I like what I'm seeing. I gotta try it. That's all I gotta say. I gotta try it. So we got something new coming around the corner here. Next week, I should have my boxes, and I'll be able to at least give you guys a better tease as to what I'm talking about. And I'm going to be using this tent as part of... Oh, man, I don't want to wreck it and say everything. I'm going to be using this tent as a part of the setup. It's going to be focused there heavily on growing, and I'm going to grow something different this time too. I've grown the CBD cheese here a couple times in a row, and I love it, and I smoke it all every time until it's gone, and then I wish it for more, and I'm waiting for more, because I love this strain. Like, it's my favorite fucking strain for sure, but I want to grow something different here this time. I've grown the same thing multiple times in a row, and we'll get back to it. But I want to try something different this time. I got a bunch of seeds. I'll go through and look, and I'll probably just split it up. I like doing like 2 different things or a whole bunch of the same thing. We'll have to see what I got. Do you want to test Gen 10 plant food? Maybe? Oh, Gem. God, I'm not... These are sunglasses, polarized. Hit me up on social media. Find me on social media, Instagram, or email me at cannabeardgrows@gmail.com. We'll talk. Yeah, anyway. New things coming around the corner. I love my soil. I should have taken it a little bit more seriously this time. I've legitimately just given up hope on this a couple weeks ago. I've been just going through the motions. It's been one of those kind of relationships. Going through the motions. I've been changing the water. I've been making sure it's pH'd. I throw a frickin' ice cube in there every 2 days or something like that and just go, it's going to be what it's going to be. And there's not much I could have done. And I could have taken it a little bit more seriously at the end, and it wouldn't look as rough as it does now. However, I'm kind of done with it. There's not much I can do. Like I said, the temperatures in here are just, they're low too. It's like 77 in this room. It's not like it's crazy, and I can't keep the frickin' water in that unless I change the water like every 2 days or something like that. I can't keep the water low enough. It's just driving me bonkers. Yeah, that is, and I'm not spending $500 on a chiller. Not yet. I might. I might have to eventually. And I've looked around, and you can get, there's really, really good ones that you can get that are designed for aquariums that'll do the amount of gallons that you could even just run coils in another one, so you don't have to worry about nutrients going through it. And I've looked at a couple of them that I could probably do for around $300, but still, that's a lot of money that I don't want to spend. So we're gonna take the first step, which is the next step. Anyway. Like the video if you did like it, everybody. Subscribe if you're not already. Make sure that bell is hit for all notifications, because I'm mostly a live streamer. I do recorded videos once in a while, but you want to get in on these, get in on the lives, man. They're a lot more fun, a lot more interactive, I think. So thank you very much, everybody. Have yourself a wonderful Friday. Don't forget Sunday session here on YouTube and on Twitch. 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, Sunday, every Sunday. Like always, we're up into almost the 250 ranges. We're getting close to 250 numbers. That's crazy. That's a lot of episodes, man. That's a lot of Sundays. Anyway, thank y'all. Have a good night. Cheers. See you soon.